everyone, my name is Ali Cupcakes and today we are talking about this commission that I did some time ago. It's from the same month of the other drawing of the pink girl, but instead I'm using completely different colors on this piece. I was kindly being reached out by a contact of mine to do this lovely picture of him and his partner. Both of them were pleasant to work with and overall really sweet people. The best part about being commissioned is that you never know what you might be asked to draw, and that's a big source of creativity for us artists. And an excellent excuse to try out things that we will tend to avoid due to difficulty, as in my case, backgrounds. This ambience was relatively easy since the focus was pointed on the lovers right there, but I still wanted to give a proper soft feeling to it. In the next videos, almost all drawings will have a background, or at least intricate details to make up for it. On characters, I spend a lot of time first on the expressions, because if they look good, then the piece is off to a great start. I'm still thinking about how to make the eyes look even more interesting, but as for now, I'm using the method of adding a couple of lights and some sort of soft shading. I was also wondering if I should switch brushes, because despite loving this really traditional-like one that my professor crafted for my assignments, bless his soul, I miss the harshness of the base brush and the pure black it comes with. It had a more manga-ish approach, but if not done well enough, it highlights errors terribly clear. I like the presence of the line art a lot, so I don't see myself doing paintings anytime soon. I did some lineless art in the past, but that can be achieved by drawing normally and then turning off the line art layers, as my selections are extremely precise, thanks to a method that takes a lot of time but makes it so much easier in the end. I always try to give my best when a client gives faith in me to get a piece done in my art style. So when I do get paid to draw something, I give 200% of my attention to bring the piece as best and as fast as possible. I always found funny how often I get commissioned during exams, while in the summer there is a bit of a less demand than usual. I used to be really slow and inexperienced, but with time I learned how to be quicker and make less mistakes. That saved me a lot of time during check-ins. For this piece in particular, they were kind enough to go with the first sketch suggested, with only a minor change of an extra necklace on her to fit the pretty dress. Sending a lot of references is usually the best when you want to commission someone, as the final result will be closer to what you want and you'll give the artist an easier time to figure out what you requested, since we lack the ability to read minds. Yet. I was also thinking about updating my commission sheet, since I'm out of school and I need to take this art thing more seriously and start to provide a solid income from my art and services that I can do to afford rent and my recently discovered sushi addiction. One thing I really like about this drawing is how the roundness of the horizon line almost makes the hill look like a planet, as if the couple was on their little world, undisturbed in the quiet of the night. The night is actually my favorite part of the day. The city gets less busy and there is less cars and people around to make noise, and I find it easier to do my duties and activities without getting disturbed. The only con is that no one in my time zone is awake to talk with, and it can get a bit lonely over time. But when morning comes, everything goes back to normal and new activities unlock with the light of the day. Besides, who hasn't been awake every once in a while to finish reading a particularly interesting book, or to beat the difficult boss you have been training for weeks? I had this experience a few times in the past years, and I think it's something that everyone should try out at least once in their lives. It's a bit early to talk about color composition, as I'm still adding the character colors first, with no light influence whatsoever, but I can already tell you that the main colors I chose for this drawing were red and blue. The warmth applied on the people in contrast of the dark sky will provide a good contrast that will bring the piece together, even if it's a palette that I don't usually use, as I prefer to pair red with yellow to have an even warmer tone. It's suggested to not go too crazy with the amount of shades, so I kept a rather small amount of colors on them and just two for the background, with little hints of color on the flowers. Meanwhile, the sky is filled with stars in a simple diamond shape and an aura of glimmer around it. I think it feels really magical and fitting for the lovely situation. I would love to go stargazing with a person I care a lot for, isolated by the countryside in a warm summer night. Anyway, this is all for now. I hope you liked the drawing and a longer commentary this time. Thanks for sticking by and thank you for watching. See you next time!